Hello, let me introduce myself. I'm Ruben Bayu Kristiawan, mechanical engineer student from Splasmart University. I feel great to be able to present my article that I have sent to International Conference on Industrial, Mechanical, Electrical and Chemical Engineering 2020. Our article title is A Review on the Fused Deposition Modeling 3D printing by focusing on aspect, filament processing, material and printing parameter, which I compiled with the author team. I will start with the one of additive manufacturing methods, fused deposition modeling. The increased popularity of additive manufacturing technique mainly kept a variety of complex shapes and structure while managing the material well. So, its product less worse than conventional manufacturing. FDM also has various advantages compared to injection molding technique. This technique technically has the same role in the manufacturing aspect. One example mass customization, which means the production of a series personalized item so that its product can be different while maintaining low price due to mass production. It does need the additional cost of making molds and tools for customized products. Next, the basic concept of the FDM manufacturing process is simply by melting the raw material and forming it to build new shape. Material for the FDM process in the form of a filament placed in a roll, put by a drive wheel, and then put into the temperature control nozzle head and heat to semi-liquid. Then the nozzle precisely extracts and wets material in ultra thin layer after layer to produce layer by layer structure element. The complex requirement of the FDM have made the material development for the filament a quick challenge task. The material requirement for use as filament material start from its thermal properties, which must have a melting temperature that the FDM machine can reach. Other than that, its mechanical property must also be taken into account, because the application of FDM products are very many and varied, with different material character requirements. Many factors affected the yield characteristic of the FDM process, because in the process of raw material to become a product, it must go through several steps. Some of the factors that can be controlled to achieve the desired properties are filament manufacturing process, filament types, and printing process on the FDM machine. Filament manufacturing process. Material of filament. The filament is the primary material used in the FDM process. In general, the filament is made of pure thermoplastic polymer with a low melting point. Thermoplastic polymer, or in some cases, the strength of pure polymer needs to be enhanced. Therefore, many research and industry have developed polymer composite as filament material for 3D printing. By combining pure polymer and additive to enhance system component, with functional benefit of structural properties that can be achieved by just any constituent. Additive encompass a wide range of substance that add processing or add value to the final product. Various kinds of additive can be filler and reinforcement, catalyst, antistatic agents, plasticizer, pigment, extender dash, coupling agent, and other. manufacturing process. The process of making pure polymer filament for FDM material can be done through the process of extruding pellet or raw material from polymer. This process is carried out using extruder that push or force the material through holes in the die to get the product as extruded. And this is an example of a part of an extruder machine. Okay, next. Meanwhile, the process of making filament from polymer composite is completed by mixing the material before the extrusion process is carried out by preparing its composition in advance, so it can be compatible to be associated. The process of mixing material can be done by several methods, depending on the characteristic of the mixture of ingredients. It can be complete by the method of mixing the solvent method or matte blending methods. There are several steps in the process of making filament by extrusion machine. There are steps from determining the diameter of the filament to be made to preparing the extrusion parameter, inserting the material in the form of a pellet, extruded, and extruding from the nozzle die hole until it wraps around the roller or spooler machine. And finally, the filament is ready to use. Next, filament types. As what I said before, polymer filament is divided in two, namely pure polymer filament and composite filament, according to its composition. The type of pure polymer filament is a filament made from a kind of polymer compound completely without adding additive. There are many types of pure polymer filament commercially. Some example: polylactic acid, PLA, acrylonitrile butadiene or ABS, polypropylene, and others. Meanwhile, polymer composites are already on the market, but not as famous as pure polymer filament. Apart from those on the market, there are also several examples of composite filament being developed of researchers, as PLA with wood flour, ABS with graphene oxide, PLA with multiple carbon nanotubes, PP or polypropylene with glass filler, and others. Okay, printing process on the FDM machine. Printing parameter. All talks. A simple 3D printing using the FDM methods is complex process with various parameters that affect product quality and material properties. Each of the parameters is linked to one another, making this combination of parameters often challenging to understand. Whereas every product that results of the 3D printing process a different quality requirement and material properties. Process parameters that affect the product characteristic of FDM divided into two, that is FDM machine and working parameter. On FDM machine parameter, there are several parameters such as model build temperature, nozzle diameter, envelope temperature, machine calibration, and other. Well, on working parameter, there are parameters air gap, pressure, part interior style, contour width, part fill style, shell, and other. Parameters that can be controlled to get the desired product result. Then, this literature review found that every aspect of factor and input parameter in the FDM engineering process affect the quality and mechanical properties. Aspects that have been stated of to affected the result are as follows. filament material composition, extrusion working parameter, such as those relate to extrusion speed and temperature, FDM machine specification, extrusion machine specification, type of the filament polymer, and FDM work parameter when printing the filament. Maybe that's a presentation for me. I hope you get a knowledge that is useful for each of your further research. Suggestion and question you can pass on to me so that I can fix the work I do. And thank you and God bless.